All right, ready for a deep dive.
Let's do it.
Today, we're going deep into the book of Numbers.
Oh, numbers.
Yeah, specifically chapter 21. It's packed with, well, you could say some pretty wild stuff.
It's definitely a journey.
That's one way to put it. But honestly, amidst all the wandering and the battles, there's actually some pretty relevant wisdom tucked away in there.
You know, it's funny how these ancient texts, they grapple with things we still deal with today.
Right, like journeys, complaining.
Battles, divine intervention, even.
It's all in there.
Yeah.
And it's like they were dealing with this stuff thousands of years ago, and we're still trying to figure it out today.
Exactly. Human nature, right? It's timeless.
So let's jump right in. We've got the Israelites fresh out of Egypt, making their way through the wilderness. And let's be real, they weren't exactly the most patient bunch.
The complaining.
Oh, the complaining. I mean, I get it, right?
Yeah.
You're out in the desert, it's hot, you're hungry, you're thirsty.
But still.
Yeah, but still. But it's almost like they're complaining. It kind of brought about these fiery serpents.
Right. And that's where things get interesting.
It's a bit of a head scratcher, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal with the fiery serpents?
Well, on one level, it's about the consequences of negativity, right?
Okay, I can see that. Like, when you focus on what's wrong, it just seems to attract more negativity.
Exactly. And then there's this whole bronze serpent thing.
Yeah, that part always kind of threw me off. Like, you're bitten by a snake, and the cure is to look at a bronze snake on a pole.
It's a powerful image, though, isn't it?
It is. But what's the deeper meaning?
Well, think about it this way. It's almost like facing your fear to overcome it.
Wait, are you saying the bronze serpent is like, therapy?
It's not that far off. Like exposure therapy, you're confronting the source of your fear, but in a way that allows you to process it and eventually overcome it.
Wow, I never thought of it like that. So, by looking at the bronze serpent, they were essentially confronting their fear and negativity.
Right. It was about shifting their perspective.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So it's not just some magical cure, it's about changing your mindset.
Precisely. And that's something we can all apply to our lives today, right? Even when things are tough, we have a choice in how we react.
That's a really empowering thought. Like,
Right.
even in the midst of chaos, we have some control.
Exactly. We have agency.
Oh, okay, so they deal with the fiery serpents, but their journey's not over, right? They still have a lot of ground to cover before reaching the promised land.
Oh, they've got a long way to go. And guess what? More complaining.
Figures.
Eh,
What is it this time?
water. Or the lack thereof.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
And this is where we see another important lesson emerge, something that's super relevant to our lives today.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Hmm.
But they were complaining, weren't they?
They were, but then when they finally got water, there was this outpouring of, well, gratitude. They sang songs, they celebrated.
So are you saying it's okay to complain as long as we're grateful when things work out?
Not exactly, but it's more about, acknowledging the good even when things are tough. Celebrating those small victories.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture and forget to appreciate the little things.
Right, and those little things, they can really add up.
Like, hey, at least I didn't run out of gas on the way here, right?
Exactly. It's all about perspective.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture here.
Mm-hmm.
But their journey wasn't all sunshine and roses, was it? I mean, they had some pretty intense battles to deal with.
Oh, yeah. They faced some formidable enemies.
Like
Like the Amorite kings, Sihon and Og.
And these weren't just small skirmishes either, right? These were full-blown battles.
Full-blown, intense battles. And guess what? They won.
Hold on, they won against these powerful kings. How'd they manage that?
Well, that's the thing. The text really emphasizes teamwork. They came together, pooled their resources, supported each other.
It's like that old saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Exactly. And isn't that so relevant to our lives today? Whether it's work, family, personal challenges, having a support system can make all the difference.
It's like having your own personal cheer squad.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not just about emotional support. It's also about having different perspectives, different skills, different strengths.
Diversity of thought, like you were saying earlier.
Exactly. It's like having a toolbox with a variety of tools. You're better equipped to handle whatever comes your way.
So we've got gratitude for the small wins, teamwork for the big challenges. What other nuggets of wisdom can we unearth from this ancient text?
Well, their journey also highlights the importance of faith. And I'm not talking about religious faith, necessarily, but rather a belief in something larger than ourselves.
You mean like a guiding principle, a sense of purpose?
Precisely. The Israelites had their promised land, a vision that kept them going. What's your promised land? What motivates you?
That's a good question. What gets me out of bed in the morning? What are my goals, my aspirations?
Because when we have that sense of purpose, that guiding light, we're more likely to persevere, to overcome obstacles, to achieve our goals.
So that's a combination of faith, gratitude, teamwork, and perseverance. That's the secret sauce for navigating life's wilderness.
It's a powerful recipe, that's for sure. And it's amazing how relevant it still is today.
It's like they knew we'd be struggling with the same stuff thousands of years later.
And they left us a roadmap.
A roadmap through the wilderness.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little less lost already.
Me too. It's amazing what a little ancient wisdom can do, right?
Absolutely. So as we wrap up part 1 of our deep dive into Numbers 21, I want to leave our listeners with this.
Yeah.
Think about your own wilderness journey. What challenges are you facing right now? And how can you apply these lessons to your own life?
Great question. It's all about finding those nuggets of wisdom and seeing how they resonate with our own experiences.
It's about connecting the ancient with the modern.
And finding those timeless truths that can guide us on our journey.
Absolutely. So, until next time, keep exploring, keep seeking, keep the faith.
And don't forget the gratitude. It's not just about feeling good either. Gratitude, genuinely, it can actually impact our well-being.
Really? Like, how so?
Well, studies show, gratitude can be linked to better sleep,
Oh, interesting.
less stress, even a stronger immune system.
Wow. Okay, I'm sold. Gratitude, it's like a superpower.
It really is.
But, okay, back to the Israelites. They weren't just singing and dancing their way to the promised land, were they? There were some serious battles.
Oh, absolutely. They faced some, seriously tough enemies.
That could.
Well, like the Amorite kings, for example. Sihon and Og.
And those weren't like small little skirmishes.
No, we're talking full-on battles.
And they won.
They did.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, considering they were, a group of former slaves wandering in the desert.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is that the text, it really emphasizes how they won.
How so?
Teamwork. They came together, they pooled their resources, they supported each other.
Oh, I like that. It's like, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Exactly. And think about how relevant that is today in our lives.
Oh, totally. Work projects, family stuff, personal challenges.
Everything. Having that support system makes all the difference.
It's like having, your own personal cheering section.
It really is. And it's not just about, the emotional support. It's about having different perspectives, different skills, different strengths.
Diversity of thought.
Exactly. Like having a toolbox with all the right tools.
Makes sense. So we've got gratitude for those small wins. We've got teamwork for the big challenges. What else? What other gems can we pull from this ancient text?
Well, their journey, it also highlights the importance of faith.
Okay. You're not talking about like religious faith, are you?
Not necessarily. It's more about believing in something bigger than yourself.
Having a sense of purpose.
Exactly. The Israelites had their promised land, that vision that kept them going.
Okay, yeah. What's our promised land? What keeps us motivated?
What are our aspirations, our goals?
It's a good question. What gets us out of bed in the morning?
Because when we have that purpose, that guiding light, we're more likely to persevere.
To overcome those obstacles.
And ultimately, to achieve our goals.
So it's like faith, gratitude, teamwork, and perseverance. That's the secret formula.
It's a powerful combination, that's for sure. And it's amazing how relevant it still is, even today.
Like they were talking directly to us across the centuries.
Leaving us a message.
A message of hope.
And resilience.
So, to wrap up part 2 of our deep dive into Numbers 21,
yes.
What's the one thing our listeners should take away from all of this?
I would say it's the power of perspective. The Israelites, their journey was full of ups and downs.
Highs and lows.
But how they chose to see those experiences with gratitude, with faith, with a focus on teamwork and perseverance, that's what made all the difference.
It's like we have this internal control panel, and we can choose to focus on the positive or dwell on the negative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that choice, that conscious decision to shift our perspective, it can have a ripple effect on everything.
It can change everything.
Exactly.
So even when things are tough, when we feel lost, like we're wandering in the wilderness,
there's always a path forward.
there's always a way out.
Always. It might not be easy,
Right.
It might mean facing some hard truths.
Confronting our fears.
But that's where the growth happens.
It's like we need a little wilderness in our lives, A little struggle.
To appreciate the good times.
To learn, to grow.
To become more resilient.
Wow. This deep dive has been, eye-opening.
It has been.
Who knew an ancient book like Numbers could be so relevant today?
Right. It's amazing how those stories, those lessons, they still resonate.
They speak to something deep inside us, something timeless.
They do.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Numbers 21,
Yes.
any final words for our listeners?
I would say, think about your own journey, your own
Our
wilderness.
own personal wilderness.
What are you facing? What challenges?
What are our struggles?
And how can you apply these lessons? The
Yeah.
faith, the gratitude, the teamwork.
The perseverance.
It's a powerful invitation to reflect,
To learn.
to grow.
And to remember, even when things are tough, even when we feel lost, there's always a path forward.
There is.
Well, on that note, that wraps up this deep dive.
Until next time.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep the faith.